Hello everyone, this is BA Factor,
And Game Girl.
here to bring you some more Planetary Annihilation.
And our gamers today are the two of us, BA Factor and Game Girl. We're playing Pony, RG138, J-Lord 6688, Azil, Red's Tallboy, and Kidzer 86.
Yes, and we do recognize several of these players today. I know that we've been in many games with Kidzer, Red Star Boy, Pony's Man, and RG. RG's been a new player on the scene that we've seen in some of our replays, and he's very good. He's very aggressive. Sometimes he decides to stay home and build quite a bit, a little bit kind of like a skater player and waits to attack out, but nevertheless, he always has lots of units. That's a lot of fun in game, especially for some of these videos. So let's see here. We'll write that down and get going here. Going fast forward. Now, given the situation that we have right now where I've spawned at, and I know this map very well. This is the World Carnage. If you guys have been watching some of these videos, you've seen it quite a bit. And let me just say that we are trying to get a new system out as quickly as possible. We have some issues with the design editor. It's not working right now. We can't save some of our changes. I like to create worlds that have an interesting CSG to be used, but not too much of it that it gets in the way. And in doing that, the system designer isn't saving stuff. So anyway, knowing this particular system, I know there's a player up here that I want to be concerned about. I know there's a player down here, and I know it's my wife now. And this is a tough spot, and I feel sorry for the player that is in this position because you're surrounded on all four sides closer than any other starting position in the map, and that is Kidzer. So Kidzer, since he's already in a tough situation, I'm just going to put him out of his misery. That's my goal. I'm going to go ahead and attack him as quickly as I can and take this base for myself. If the base is going to be a burden on someone, it might as well be a burden on me, right?
Oh, sure. Well, and all the spawns on this map are random. We don't choose or set them. It's wherever you land, you land.
Yes, and that is true. I have decided to, and as I always do when I'm in this role, and in the free-for-all, I like to tech early anyway if I can get away with it. But in this one, I can tech early much easier because there's a lot of distance over here on the right side of me, a lot of distance on the north side, and I have lots of natural protection here. There's definitely, I have lots of natural choke points, so it's easy for me to go ahead and tech early. I'm going to continue to build a production line to get going here, but my goal is to attack Kidzer. And, I've been playing enough games to know that you can't just run in with a group like this and win. I mean, the commander itself can defend that all by himself. But what you want to do is apply pressure. You want to go ahead and try to wean some units down. Now, doing this, you had to have a good idea what the other player's doing and know what's going on. And I know Kidzer, and I feel like I can outproduce him in my situation. So I'm going to go in and try to weed out some of his units and then pull back. Then go and weed out some units, then pull back until I have my tech up. Once I have tier 2 and I have Geely's in line, then I can go in and snipe him. So that's my goal. And I see here that he's doing a similar thing. But I happen to know that I have more production capacity than him and with the metal that I have at my disposal. Very smart of him. He sees the docks coming around, tried to send some bombers out. That's why I had the hummingbirds in tow. Split my force here to try to take out a few of his resources, and he was able to stop it, so kudos to Kidzer for that. Now, these are important right here, these combat fabricators. We are on the new build.
The 77443, the newest one.
Yes, now that we are on the new build here, these combat fabricators are less expensive. I like to make them even before they were less expensive, but you should make them for sure now, because let me show you why. You'll watch my economy spike several times as I'm eating. You see it dump almost double in value from occasion. That is these combat fabricators eating these trees and all the mexes that we're getting in the process.
And something else they can do is build mines. So while I've got one eating the trees, I've also got them building mines.
Yes, and we, I think, who was it? Was it Colin?
Cola
Collins, I think he's the one who let us know how to do this. These combat fabricators used to, or do make mines in a sphere. And I don't know if you guys know a lot about the internal workings of PA. I'm not going to really boast that I know that much about it, but I do know that almost everything can do things as either a sphere or a line. And you can do a line when you're making point defenses or powers or whatnot, and if you're making things like mines, typically it does it in a sphere, or umbrellas does it in a sphere.
Which can be wasteful.
It can be, and what we found out about that is, let me pause this for a second because we're having a battle about to go on here. If you're going to make mines in a sphere, you're spending a lot of metal to lay all those mines. And I don't like that. I don't need that. I just want one little strip here or one little strip here. That's all I care about. Because if they see them, it's going to be a waste anyway. But if they don't see them, I want just enough to take care of what's coming, but not have to spend an entire battalion worth of, ants
metal
to produce them, right? So you can go into the client and change, do a little bit of hackery, change that from a sphere to a line. So this is a very nice that we've done that for our our UI, so that we now can make lines. You can also do the same thing, and we've done that for the AA turrets. Instead of having to do just a line of AA turrets, I find that a line works well for point defense. But for AA turrets, I really want them scattered all over.
It's like a web.
Base.
I
Yes.
end up doing that at the bottom of my base later, and I just have a web of them.
We'll see that. I want to be able to do a sphere and just fill up my base, all the empty areas with anti-air bombs. So now that I have just a few Geely, and that's all it takes, I'm moving in here.
I have a question about that. Why would you go through the gate, through the wall, instead of around the side?
I was actually trying to bring him to me. I didn't want to engage in his territory down here, where he might have a ton of units to spot me. I was a little surprised. That's why I was waiting for my air to come as well, so I could see what was going on.
Right.
And since he wasn't engaging me, I might as well erase the wall so that I am not distracted by it with my units. Now, given what's happening here, I can almost guarantee you he was in a battle with somebody else. Otherwise, he would have been there to address it with me. Now, in a situation like this, it's very sad for him, but I'm going to go ahead and exploit it and do what I can to kill him. I was going to snipe his commander as quick as I can, but you see his units are streaming in. So I'm holding the shift key down with my Geelys selected, and I'm attacking his Geelys to take them out. If I can outrange him with my Geelys, then I'm not worried about the rest of these ants. I can just continue to pull back to wean them away. And this is a high priority target. If I can take out his tier 2 factory, we all know that getting that factory up is important. If it's gone, he's got to rebuild it. And that's going to hurt him and stunt him, not only from me, but from anybody else attacking him, which is going to wean him down or, whittle him down. So,
especially after you just took out his resources. Yeah,
taking a little bit of his resources and his tier 2. And he's going to try to address it. I would say that he's probably being engaged by several players. Let's take a look. See this? All these trees missing? He was probably engaged in a battle down here. And by the looks of it, since all these trees are in place, I would wager that he took it to orange. That's what I would wager. So I'm going to continue to press in and go ahead and do what I can to secure this. As I said, in this particular map, one starting position is not enough. You need 2 starting positions to be able to progress to attacking multiple players. So I'm going to do that. And Kid is smart. He's going in, and it looks like he's trying to do a counterattack on me, which is smart. I'm trying to answer it. But I'm going to go ahead and weed him out and take that base. I need these mechs to be able to propel my war machine. I like that he is being so aggressive while on the defensive. This is something I do as well. If you're aggressive on the defensive, you pull an army back towards you. Or at the very least, if you think you can defend the army attacking you, you're going to go ahead and slow their economy down so that you have a chance to rebuild. I like that. Kids are coming to that. That's a good play.
You going to open it up to everyone?
Let's do that. All right. So we know what's going on with me. I've been attacking Kidzer. And,
That's Red Stall Boy.
This is Red Stall Boy, but Kidzer was here blue. In the game, I was actually a little confused. There was so much going on around the game that I didn't realize that I had changed colors down here. I thought this was Kidzer still defending his base.
Oh,
and
no.
thought he was off in the corner over here building some air. I didn't realize this was another player, horning in on these resources I just claimed. So that's kind of funny. And let's see who's Kidzer, unfortunately, is tiny now, trying to rebuild, and I commend him for that as well. I don't like giving up.
I don't either.
You never know how you can come back from a situation. If I were to take out Red Stall Boy here, he might be able to go in and take this base and just completely restart.
Or even the green on the other side. He could, if someone else did that.
Absolutely. And we do haul Red Stall Boy here. Doing very well with economy. Looks like he might have teched early. He's working on his second tech building. He's got good structures here. He's building quite a few defenses in play from, it looks like unit cannons or satellites coming over the side of his base. Got some storage. Got plenty of production. He probably needs a little bit more T1 production. He's already building a gate. We don't know where the other... It's down here. Looks like he may be trying to flank green in this situation. He's been defending against Kidzer. And that's interesting that he's ready to flank green, but defending against Kinzer, and he's already trying to take advantage of another player out of the game to get those resources. Good job. Definitely.
We've got yellow Azil.
Yellow Azil.
Poor yellow. It looks like Pony and Azil have been at it quite a bit.
Oh yes, you see combat has been on this place.
Got that navy going, and the Norwal.
Pony. There's a gate going on here. I don't know what's going on.
Well, he had something right there.
He did that. It was
Is that a tier?
Gate, I think. I believe that was a gate. And we have tier 2 factory going up. A little late, a little less production, but that's probably because he went navy. He has a lot of money invested here. So it looks like he was trying to attack one player. Okay, let's move on.
There's RG right above you.
RG, wow, RG is prepared. Look at this, very large force, lots of production.
A lot of tier 2.
Tier 2, another tier 2 going down, another tier 2. Looks like he went vehicle first. Most people go bot first, and I think it's faster economically to do that and then switch into that, but he went vehicle. Vehicle tier 2 is very, very difficult to beat with nothing but bots.
And we have green.
And we have green, and green's kind of small right now, I would say. He's already going unit cannon. He doesn't really have the production. Green is probably who tried to attack. It looks like this was who the Red Stall boy was getting ready to flank, and I could have came over and tried to attack him also. I chose to attack Kidzer because of the proximity. I wanted this base right here and this base right here. It was a little bit further away over here, and I didn't want to engage in too faraway bases when dealing with RG because I know he's a good player and I know that he could definitely exploit that and hurt me. I wanted my secondary base to be behind RG so that I could keep it alive. I just didn't count on this.
And I've got a little bit of fire at the bottom of my base.
Yes. So it looks like
got some Red Stall boy that was coming up there. I think he just sent a couple of fabbers, but
I
still didn't want them in there.
This is nice. This is a base I've had trouble with. Seeing what I wanted to do down here, and I like your answer to that. Let me show this to people because this is really good. So she has just built a V down here. I like that, and it doesn't have to be a wall that goes all the way over there. It just doesn't need to be that. It only needs to be enough to claim to say that I am taking this. This is my base right here. You cannot come forward.
Mine.
I like that, and you don't need a. You don't need an unbelievable amount of defenses to hold it. You just need enough. Maybe a gate down here would be awesome so that you can get units down there quickly, but you've done what you needed to do. You have claimed this space. You have claimed all this real estate so that your combat fabricators can eat these trees, as you've done, to get the extra metal. I also like that you've not overdone it with mines. I mean, you may have built too many here and here because this really is not necessary.
Well, there's CSG right there I could have utilized.
Right, so it just needed a strip, and that's all you needed. But right here, perfect amount of mines. Late game, they probably see them and they're going to shoot them anyway. But you can catch doxes that are trying to take advantage of this plot and come through here.
That's what was happening over there. Yellow was sending a little party out here and there and emptied out all those mexes in between White and myself. So. Oh,
I see that. Yeah.
Yes, that's what the mines were for on that side.
I like that. Your economies should be doing, 291, Red Stall Boy 224, and looks like me and RG 200. So you're in the top tier economy right now. You definitely have the production.
Yes, several 2-2 factories. I know you said something about my air shouldn't have come that early.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a bad thing, but in my opinion, you get this first so that you can get your tier 2, get your tier 2 mix, your tier 2 power. And then I think that getting the vehicle factory tier 2 is what's better next, because you want to get your production line going so that you can attack and defend. And this tier 2 right here for you, some people they do it for all offensive purposes, but I know for Game Girl and I, the air tier 2 is simply for expanding. That's exactly what you want, and you don't want to really get your expanding tier 2 going until you have your production line so that you can attack.
Yeah,
that's right. So I would have done that after I had my production line. And
it did slow down my vehicles coming out.
Yes, it did, because you're usually attacking at 17 minutes, and by the looks of it now, you're not going to be doing that at 17 minutes.
Not quite.
Yeah. Okay, now that we've covered everybody on the map, let's get back to the gameplay. Where we left off, I secured this base, and here comes Red Stall Boy. He sees that I don't have as much anti-air, and he's trying to take that out. He does a pretty good job of that. I should have been more prepared. I do this a lot. I send a group in, and then I send my hummingbirds back. I send my hummingbirds back to my base for a reason. I want to protect my commander. I do not like getting sniped by air, but it is also important to cover protecting your expansion. This is definitely contentious ground. Now that I've taken it, it's everybody wants it because it has 5 mexes there, and it's one of those things. From contentious ground is a situation where if you leave it, it's going to be harder to take back. So you want to hold it while you have it.
And I see a couple of things right there. I tend to send some spinners with mine, and I thought you did that too.
I
so
did.
You didn't have to worry about.
I had spinners, but whether he targeted them early or the AI targeted him early, he took those out first.
And same thing with, you have a Fabber and a combat fabrication bot, I believe that's what it's called.
Yes.
And the fabrication bot eats all of that metal so much faster than just a regular Fabber.
Yes, it does. Plus, I like having the metal out of the way. I want to be able to build stuff here, and I want to have the metal out of the way. And here
comes so much for your Fabbers.
Here comes green. This definitely is contentious ground. We've had kids are here. We've had Red Stallberry. We've had B8 Factor here, and now we have J Jord here. Wow, we got a little battle of 3 armies going on. We all want those resources. It's Hunger Games at the moment. We all have our own base. We've gotten up and going. It's 18 minutes. Everybody's looking to get out there, and it looks like this particular base is one that everybody wants. Now, in securing this, I'm now worried about RG. Yeah. I see that he has troop movement going on. I can see that from my radar. And he has a larger force than me. And I'm a little bit worried about that. And even though I want to hold on to my expansion, I'm trying very delicately here to do both. To say, hey, don't come forward. You must not pass. And also, I want to hold this. But dadgummit, Red Stall Boy just keeps attacking me. He is trying to say, this is mine, and I'm going to take it from you, and I'm worried about that. So I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place right now, and this scares the bejesus out of me. Look at this. He looks like this is air, and this is ground, and it looks like he is ready to rumble. I'm going to go ahead and try to secure my resources. That's my game plan. I figure, you got to take a risk every once in a while, and if I don't get a second base up and hold on to it, I'm going to be in trouble for the long game. I have to do that. But as I'm doing this, funneling out, you see this? Look what's happening up here.
You're sending a lot over there.
Look at them. They are going back. Instantly, I know, this is not good for me. They are automatically going back in, and he is already ready. He's got an engineer's prime to start building, and his force backing up. He's all ready to take that, but I have got to deal with this. Now, this is an interesting battle. Let's take a look at this before it happens. I am outmatched here. That is a lot. What are these units called?
Levelers?
Levelers, yes. And he's got
Shellers.
shellers in the back. He has got shellers, which trump my bot long range. He's got levelers and tons of ants. And I'm on a bad situation here on dispersed ground. When you're fighting at your home, you're on dispersed ground. Your units are dispersed all over the place where his are grouped up, and that is never a good situation in battle. So let's see how I answer this. I answer it in a particular way, and I want you to take a look at it. I made the unit cannon, and I'm launching boom bots in the rear of his force. If I can take out his shellers, I can gain a bit of advantage, because if his shellers are gone, I can hide behind my structures and let my ghillie take care of their stuff.
You just took 3 out at a time with just, what was that, 2 boom bots?
Yes. And with his shellers dead, he has to back up, because if he continues to press forward, my ghillie are just going to snipe him. And I like that. So he's got me outmatched, and just taking care of launching 6 or 7 boom bots has changed, or has given me hope. It has given me a chance to defend myself. And as you can see, with his long range gone, I'm now able to out-produce him because I'm on my home territory. I have the advantage on my home territory.
And I think we figured out the unit cannon makes 12 units at a time if you're cycling through different units, but it's okay to shoot them when there's only 1 or 2 like you did.
Yes.
It made a big difference before it was ready.
Absolutely, and I like that it can do that. Now, I do need to take a look at something with unit cannon, because I know that they've changed it so that it shoots in a pattern, and I like that. But I've noticed me shoot 2 or 3 or 4 unit cannons. The second, third, or fourth one don't shoot in a pattern. They shoot in a specific line. I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but we'll have to take a look at that. So I have successfully defended that. That was a tough defense, but in the process of doing that, I have lost my secondary base.
And I do believe you called help.
Yes. You know, when you're in a situation like this, it does not, in a free-for-all players, do not be afraid to ask for assistance for other players. You know, in the Art of War, we have a situation, a particular in the 9 situations of Art of War, we have that situation where the ground of intersecting highways, and that is basically saying that if you have bordering nations off of you, sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You want to take advantage of that. And in this situation, I am feeling like I am behind the 8 ball because I have lost my secondary base. I'm working on one base at the 23-minute mark. That's not good. And I've got RG that it normally plays very much like a Warlord style player that is going to be attacking me. So I have reached out to my wife, who is my neighbor, and said, hey, I need for you to attack somebody. Can you, I tell you what, if you go attack Orange, I will give you those bases. I will not contend for them. A deal I worked out with her. I have gone ahead. I launched another one battle here. Another boombot attack there. But anyway.
And I just heard my gate activate.
Yep. And she has taken that information and decided that she is going to go attack Red Stall Boy. And in the process of doing that is going to gain 2 bases. And my game plan while she's doing that is to put all my effort toward attacking RG, and I'm going to take his base. And then I'll deal with her later.
But she was, what?
That's right.
But he was my natural expansion area anyways.
He was, but I needed some relief. I'm definitely working toward the principle of winning the entire game. I want to win the war, not just a battle. And since I have seen good play coming out of Red Stall Boy, if Red Stall Boy secures the 2nd base, he's now going to be looking for a 3rd base, and it's going to be either you or me. And
I can see all of that going on with my orbital. So I know most of his units are headed that way. He just saw me, so he's bringing them back.
What just happened to him? He just committed suicide.
It looks like that.
Yeah, and he hasn't secured that yet. He's decided that he's not going to win this, so he's moved on. So you now have... Yeah, that didn't work out very well for me. I made a deal with you so you could gain 2 expansions, and you gained one without losing many units.
Yes.
And it looks like Pony's peeking in to see what's going to go on here. Let's see how this has worked out.
Yeah, when I see Pony coming in, I didn't even realize it didn't register that was him. I just saw white, and I thought, wait a minute. White's coming a little bit too close.
Okay, now that that battle's over, let's get back to this battle. This is a little bit of a mistake on my part. I'm moving in what I thought was a decent force, but he has tier 2 with shellers, and those shellers will tear up my ants and my ghillie. I was hoping I might be able to snipe him, but I don't have any vision over him. He's got a lot of Avengers up there, so I can't get a satellite in, and I didn't want to lose a lot of my hummingbirds to go into his base. I sent in some boombots to try to soften him up, and that worked. But I probably should have waited. And it looks like he's already preparing for it. He's already building umbrellas. Now, this is nice. I remember him saying in game he was getting double teamed, and you can see here that Green has decided to move in on him at the same time that I am. And he reached out. This is free-for-all. Free-for-alls are great games. Everybody should be trying them at least once. So RG reaches out to me for a ceasefire between our bases. And I tell him in game, I'm sorry, buddy, I can't ceasefire you. I have already made a deal that has basically cost me my expansion, so you are my secondary expansion. Whenever he decided to move on me, that die was cast. I now needed to take him out.
Well, it's him or your wife, and we know who it's not going to be.
That's right. So it's got to be RG. He's got to go. And he does a fabulous job of holding us off. And he has the army to do so. He's got all these shellers hitting me, and he's got these levelers, so he's got a fabulous army for doing that. So yeah, that's just too bad. Looks like Pony's peeking on you just to see what's going on. He runs. Is he running those mines? Oh, look at that! He runs into your mines. Awesome. I love it.
That's what they were for.
I love it. All right, let's see. I'm peeking in again. I'm pretty sure I have tremendous production. We'll take a look at that. Oh man. Those boom bots. Oh, I know people like to send the, what are those bots they love to send in?
Slammers.
Slammers. I know they love to send slammers, but you know what? It's a suicide mission. Now, I have a lot of production. I'm trying to prepare. I'm going to build a gate up here. And I'm getting my production up and going as much as I possibly can to combat that. I want to take RG out. That's the game plan here. I'm trying to apply pressure. These are pretty much just sacrificial units to take up flak. I'm trying to snipe all of his shellers. Whoa, what's going on down here?
Yeah, speaking of sacrificial units, I just sent a couple of hummingbirds to see what was going over there in white. Noticed he did not have a lot of defense.
You're looking for his commander, aren't you?
I am.
Oh, Pony.
Well, he sent a group over and it scared me. I needed to stop him.
Wow. That is... So you've gotten 2 free bases, and now you got another base. Wait. You have the entire world.
Maybe.
Shh. Greedy.
What?
You have the entire world. Alright. Well, let's get back to this. Nice job. So you got the entire world now, and I'm still trying to take my second base. That's great. That deal did not work out for me for my expansion. I was hoping that I would be able to keep my wife busy working with somebody else while I dealt with my second base. That's what I'm trying to do to win the game here. And in turn, she ended up getting 3 bases easily, and then scouted out and took out Pony for a 4th base. And I'm still trying to take this base. I think basically RG and ourselves are killing each other. That's all that's really happening. But I'm going to continue to try doing that, and I like that Green is over here harassing him also. I definitely like that. Let's see. I am still trying to get my production up. You can see where I lost my structures. I'm eating those back so I can clear that space up. And this is what I was talking about with a sphere, laying air defense in a sphere. Instead of laying it in lines, all I did was make a circle, and I'm laying a whole bunch of tier 1 air defense to put my commander in the middle. That way I stop from being sniped by bombers.
RG's doing a good job keeping you both at bay.
He is, and he is expanding. He's creating a second base. He's got the V Lake. He's got an expansion over here where he's trying to hold off. I like that he's claiming these 2 mexes and also an army being hit from multiple sides. I am just completely abusing these boom bots to try to... they're so cheap. I'm trying to get him in there to take out what I can since I don't want to lose a lot of my actual ground force here. Boom bots are disposable. They're cheap. Might as well make them. And I'm continually raining. They're like artillery to me. Artillery with explosive shells. I just continue to rain them on him and take what I can.
It's like throwing a handful of firecrackers at it.
Yes, it is.
What does Green's base look like?
Take a look.
Oh, I'm watching him too.
Oh, you have
I've got a little bit of a force on the other side coming that way.
Yes, you do. What is your game plan here? You see what we're doing. What are you doing?
I'm securing a few resources here and there. And I am headed toward Green. I want those resources too.
That's very smart. From a free-for-all perspective, letting two powerhouses tackle each other while you go ahead and take out the other smaller players and secure your resources is good. And I'm sure that here we go. Yeah,
I can see what's going on in his base. He's got a lot of land turret defense.
But no
so I have to send the air in.
Another.
I'm trying to go more on land, but sometimes you just have to do the air.
Absolutely, you're right about that. You've completely taken out 1, 2, 3, 4 players now?
I believe so, and I've got a few satellites here and there to see what's going on elsewhere. No need to get in the middle of your fight.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. So, your intel is...
So this is what I can see.
Pretty much the whole world. I don't know. I guess RG is just trying to secure his own base from getting sight on it. He could probably, and he probably will start sending out and killing some of your satellites. This gray or black, whatever it is hard to see in game versus red. If he had a red satellite there, he'd probably been more prompted to take it out. But sometimes the colors do come into play. And let's see, resource-wise, yeah, look at this. Game Girl at 1,200, wow. And RG 300 and BA Factor 500. We're just killing each other. Army-wise, 152, 384, and she's sitting at 700. So she is certainly dominating this game right now. Now that you've taken out Green, we'll look back what's going on here. I have pushed through. Now that I have my Tier 2 vehicle factories up, I have a little more firepower, and I have pushed through and taken this main base, so I'm very happy about that. I'm now going to secure these resources, but I feel like that, RG doesn't have much of a force, and I'm going to push through and try to find his commander.
Speaking of finding his commander, I found it.
Wow, that's a bigger force than I expected.
And at the same time, if you look at the bottom of your base,
Oh man, let me go back. So, a nuke, I have no nuke defense. I can't
Nope.
afford it on one base.
I noticed you didn't, so I kind of took advantage of it. And I was
streaming in
sending
air.
my land force, but again, when air can do the job, you told me to follow up the nukes with the bombers, so that's what I did.
Oh yeah, if you only need 6, 7 bombers. If you send a nuke in and send in 6 or 7 bombers, you can go ahead and clip the commander right there and not have to worry about that. And I'm a big believer. I do love large ground force armies. They're fun to watch clash head on and see all the destruction and the explosions and the smoke and the fire. But there are times where, you know what, you're just going to get to the point of the matter, right? You just got to go take the commander out and be done with it. This was a great game. I had a tremendous amount of fun. I tried to take an expansion base. It ended up being under contention by 3 other players, and that was very interesting. And then, you know, RG attacks me, and along those lines, I make a pact with my wife so that she would try to take out Red Stall Boy, which she starts to do that and gets it easier than I expected her to, and then she secures 3 expansions, follows up, takes out Pony, 4 expansions, goes over there, has intel on green, clips him easily, 5 expansions, and then takes out RG and B Factor at the same time. Nice job, wife.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you for that.
Thank you.
This is BA Factor,
And Game Girl,
signing out.
hope to see you in the lobby.